Booster, you just had to like kind of steal her spot there, hey? Yeah. Uh-huh. You're a funny dude. Hello, you guys. Okay, so I have turned on like subscriber only mode moderators to hopefully make things easier. You got to be a subscriber for like 5 minutes, okay? Just to sort of make things hopefully bearable. Truthfully, I wanted to kind of like do it members only because I didn't want to deal with like random people kind of coming in, but it is what it is. Everybody needs to know. Hey, Miss Chloe's. We got a whole party in here. We got 17 people, only 14 likes. Oh my goodness. Hello, Kimberly, Shelley, and Robin. There's Charlene. There's Faith. We got Deanna and Laura, Linda Lou. We have Kim and Galia. Lisa's here too. Nice to see you, Lisa. 5 months for Kimberly J. Congratulations. Thanks for being a member. Man, soon enough you're going to have your purple paw. That's exciting. Oh, what's Miss Chloe doing? We got Ann Jordan's in here. What are you doing there, Miss Lady? Hey, Sophia's here. What? Oh, you and plastic. She wants the... You can't eat the plastic of the markers. Girl. Beep. Okay, the beep doesn't work anymore. Beep. First sticker of the stream. Who is that? Oh, it was Patty. Why does it show up as a different total? Okay, that's really weird. That is so weird. First sticker of the stream. Some super sticker birdie for you, Patty. Thank you so much. Yeah, Charlene, we gotta get that. We have to get that fixed up for you. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, Boo. Buddy, here. Okay, you gotta... Oh, dude. Here, go over there. Sit on your... You have to give her some space, buddy, okay? Yeah, you have to give her some space, okay? Oh, Kimberly, thank you. That's a full super sticker birdie in itself. Oh, I know, Charlene. Yeah, we have to get that fixed for you. Hello, Denise. Miss Merida Muffins. We have to get your paw back. It doesn't feel right. It does not feel right. We're going to do Facebook as well at 4 p.m. too. So we can like, let those people know. I'm going to have to do a TikTok at some point. I don't know when, because 2 streams will already be enough. I have enough to deal with. So yeah, Miss Merida Muffins. Oh. Excuse me. Plastic obsessed. Plastic obsessed. Oh my gosh, Kimberly sending out 5 memberships. Oh, wow. Oh, Robin and Vanessa, you guys are back. Sophia's back. So is Kimberly Shelley. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, and Tasha's back too. Oh, wonderful. That is so cool. We have people back that they're like regularly kind of members. Oh, you're feeling generous today. Thank you so much, Kimberly. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know how much more live streaming I'm going to get in, but yeah, I was like, today, I don't know. I can't do 3 streams. That's a little much. So, yeah, where to start? I mean, I don't even know where to like start. Hold on. I'm going to grab my tripod here. You may need Kleenex. I'm not going to lie. You may need Kleenex. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm a little late. I was just going over things with Kristen before she left for tomorrow. Chloe, what are you doing? I should have grabbed Kleenex. What was I thinking? Oh, that's what you're doing. That was kind of funny. She's like sitting behind me against me, and she's scratching her neck. So she was like shaking, and I was like, what is going on here? Hey, what is going on here? Miss Chloe. Hey, Vanessa, you got your 1 year. We're going to have to put your star on the board. You get a gold star. Faye, thank you so much for the sticker. Aw. Okay, I love how everyone's like, okay, well, let's start simple. Okay, so I don't know where I said it, but anyways, so Chloe and Booster were sniffing Merida's litter box. So if you know cats, typically that'll mean that there's been like some sort of like chemical change within your cat. And it's a good time to, like take them in, especially to get, maybe just even just a general blood panel and, or a urine sample, just to make sure that there's nothing going on, honestly. Because cats know. So yes, there was something. So there was like just like a really small change. Oh, it was nothing that showed in her blood work, actually. But there is some swelling in her kidneys, some slight swelling. So that's probably what the kids were picking up on. Tasha, thank you so much. And welcome back as a member. Thank you so much for the sticker. So we did the blood work. Her blood work is fantastic. There's nothing wrong, which is great, right? Because she's not like in kidney failure or anything. So that's great news. And then we get on to, so we did the x-rays. So there's something going on with her lungs. And if you remember, you would have seen that there was like, Merida has this like, it almost sounds like a baby coughing. So when cats typically cough, though, they don't cough like humans. You'll just typically see their stomach, like their torso go up and down, typically. And they'll do like kind of like a weird motion. They don't typically cough like we do. However, this was very different, and I got concerned because it's always happening like after Merida walks. She does this, what sounds like a baby coughing. And so, we wanted to look at that. So there's something going on with her lungs. On x-ray, I don't even know how to explain it. They're speckled. It's almost like somebody just threw like a really light handful of glitter, let's just say. There's just like all of this very light, faint white stuff all throughout her lungs. It's very, very small. There's no like certain areas that are like whiter on the x-ray or anything like that. They're all pretty much the same. They're quite faint, but it's filling her whole lungs. It's just like all speckled. Now the vet doesn't know what this is. So she's going to do further investigation. We're going to, see if there's anything we can pinpoint. At this time though, so it's not asthma. That's not how asthma presents on an x-ray. And she doesn't have any symptoms of asthma either. Her lungs sound fine. But she does have like a sneeze every now and again as well. So, it could be allergies or there's like a few things. But it's something that the vet has never seen. And so she's going to do some more investigating and see what's going on with that. However, there was an indicator of cancer, possibly, on her x-ray. And so that is why she needed the ultrasound. Congratulations, Alex, on 17 months. So there's a couple markers in her x-ray that could possibly be cancer. And so we needed the ultrasound to confirm. And so she went through the ultrasound and she confirmed everything, like, looked at the x-ray and looked at the ultrasound. Now we can't confirm cancer without doing a very invasive biopsy. So it looks like on her intestinal tract, she has thickening of the intestinal wall. It's quite prominent. So this could just be irritable bowel disease, which is like inflammation of the intestinal tract. I'm sorry, I'm trying my best, you guys. Whew, okay, so yeah, it could just be irritable bowel disease. And then like over time with the right treatments and foods and stuff like that, it can definitely get better. And just as long as we keep the changes in the diet and medication on top of that, then we'll know. So the best way to tell for that is to, do trial and error with medications and then diet, and then to redo an ultrasound. Yeah, it is even harder because it's Merida. Not that I would wish this upon anybody, but you know, like, she's already had it so hard. And so, okay, so there's that. Or it can be small cell carcinoma. So the only thing is, it's a little hard to tell because, so what was shown in her x-rays for the cancer markers that we saw in x-ray, they're more indicative of lymphoma. So, and then it's like in her ultrasound, we're seeing possible signs of small cell carcinoma. And now, so the small cell carcinoma, because it's small cell, it's slow growing, which is a good thing because the large cell grows very fast, it's very aggressive, and you can't really, like, there's no chance to fight the large cells. So, you know, if it is small cell, the treatment for irritable bowel disease and the small cell carcinoma is the same. You know, so it doesn't matter which way we go, the treatment's the same to at least, you know, make things better. The only crappy thing is the only way to test to see if she really has small cell carcinoma is there's two very invasive procedures. Yes, Oreo had large cell carcinoma. So that's like what our dog had. It's very fast, it's very aggressive. There's like little to no chance to actually fight that. So the only way to tell if she actually has small cell carcinoma, they're very invasive procedures. So they will completely sedate them, and which Merida, we try our best not to fully sedate her because she needs different medications for that than regular cats because of her neurological. And we also need a special anesthesiologist to give her those medications as well. So it's something that we have tried our best to always avoid. So basically they would put her out. And this is very hard with small cats, and she's a small cat. They would put a scope down there, and they would go internally and then take a scraping, right? Take a sample. But it's very difficult with small cats. Usually, a lot of the time, they have to abort that procedure. And then the second way, this would be what they would do after if that didn't work, or you can choose to do it this way. They would put her out and make an incision in her belly, and then go straight in, make an incision in her intestines, and like take a piece. It does not seem worth it at all, considering the treatment is the same for the IBD as it is the small cell carcinoma, with like medications to make things better. And the thing is the because it's Merida and her quality of life is already very different. You know, she lays in the litter box, and if she's taking a chemo pill, she's going to need like regular daily baths after every time she uses the litter box, you know, things like that, because she's going to be laying in her pee a little bit. Or she drips a little bit, you know, because she is laying on her side. Gravity doesn't pull when you're laying on your side. And then we would need to protect everyone else because it's radioactive. And then, of course, you know, being on the chemo pill, she would not feeling well. Vomiting is very hard already on Merida because she can't hold herself up to vomit properly, like in a proper position. So, of course, if she's vomiting from the chemo pill, you know, that is no quality of life. So my husband and I have always kind of discussed this, and I mean, nothing is like legit decided, but that is something that we would never put her through because we know that the side effects of the medication would impede her quality of life so much more, and she would not enjoy the rest of that. It's not that we're not willing, but it's just, you know, the whole point of saving Merida was to save her so that she had the best life possible. And being, you know, dealing with that would not be the best life, especially if it's no guarantee that, you know, she would be okay. Because typically once you have cancer, it does come back later, typically. Because it's almost impossible to get all of it. So, let's see, we did that. We are going to put her on prednisone. Well, I'm just going to call it prednisone, but it's the whole, I hate this, it's a tongue twister, the prednilazone. I don't know. You know, it's the other version of the prednisone. So anyways, it's a steroid. It's a steroid, right? And so that will help with everything. So that's going to help with like the inflammation, the pain from the inflammation in her guts. She shouldn't have much pain. There's only like one section where her lower meets her. Oh my gosh. Anyways, there's like one spot in her intestines that's quite thickening, and that could be slightly painful. I'm not noticing anything, but cats are really good at hiding it, right? But anyways, the prednisone will help. It's going to help with what she has going on in her lungs, and it's also going to help any inflammation that she has, even like, you know, from her regular overexerting, you know, doing her fun play stuff. It's also going to help for all the intestinal stuff as well. Yeah, exactly, right? So yeah, it's going to help for like all over inflammation from everything that she has going on right now. These guys are going nuts for the birds. We have had like the craziest bird party. The craziest bird party. So we're going to do that. We're going to try some pred. Oh my gosh, why can't I think? We're going to try some pred, man. Prednisone's not available anymore. That's what's happened. So anyways, yeah, we're going to do prednisone. So we're going to start out like, you know, kind of hitting her with it to see how she responds. Merida has been on prednisone before, and so we do know that it didn't cause her any like strange neurological stuff, which of course, like, you know, everything seems to, right? So, oh my gosh, these guys are so funny watching the birds here. Yeah, so we're gonna start with like, you know, some heavy steroids to help everything, and then we'll kind of play with the dosing to see. So far we're not gonna like adjust her diet or anything, although I am gonna adjust the turkey a little bit, because I do know, and that as that has in the past, that ends up kind of like causing spaces in her in her poop train that she's got. It causes spaces because she uses up a lot of like the natural foods for energy, and then she makes no waste out of it. So so I'm gonna downgrade the turkey, but I'm not gonna take it away, because it's our best chance of giving her like medications or probiotics or anything like that, you know. So I'm gonna keep giving her a little bit of turkey, except I'm just not gonna give it to her like as a meal. I'm just gonna mix it in with like her regular crunchies. So we're not gonna do a diet change just yet. We want to see first kind of like how the medication does. And then if she's still having, you know, any sort of like issues with like the vomiting or anything like that, then we can look at changing the diet, because, you know, IBD kitties typically, they end up having like, you know, food sensitivities or allergies, right? That of course will make inflammation worse. So the nausea and vomiting, Jen said, is most likely coming from that like lower, oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? When it goes from like the small intestine to the large or whatever, like that connection is like much thicker, and so that's probably like where the nausea and vomiting is coming from, she figures. It doesn't look to be like it would be too painful. She looks like a little uncomfortable, you know, after she eats sometimes, but it's hard to tell because she has vertigo right now, and we're not sure where that's coming from. That's just Merida's weird stuff. Is she eating fine? Oh yeah, Tasha. Yeah, oh yeah, she's hungry as she normally is. So that's good. Like, she's always hungry. She wants, you know, she's drinking water fine. You know, she's got like a really good attitude. It just seems like she's having like pain with her shoulders, which we're not sure. So the x-ray showed that like, she doesn't have like any fusion or anything going on. So it seems like there's either like some soft tissue or nerve stuff at play in like her neck or shoulders. But so I was giving Merida ever since her birthday the Dasiquin, which is like an arthritis supplement, like, for joints, and it's like it's got a great deal of like anti-inflammatory stuff in it. It's all natural. It's really good. So I was giving her that, and so I don't know if maybe she played too hard because you guys seen her. She's like playing like a freaking kitten lately, right? And so I don't know if maybe she hurt herself or if there's just like some healing going on. Because I go through these healing crises too, right? So I don't know. I just don't know. But I mean, like, yeah, she's normal Merida, and then she just kind of has like a little bit of downtime where it's just like you can tell she's like maybe not feeling well. But I honestly can't tell you if, like it's from the vertigo and what's going on in her shoulders and stuff, or if it's from like anything intestinal. I can't really tell you. Yeah, I know a few people actually like that, Kimberly J. They've like undergone surgery for like their Crohn's and stuff, so. Okay, so let's give like a quick update. So Merida has something wrong with her lungs. We don't know what. It's not asthma. It's not causing her difficulty breathing, thank goodness. And then with her x-rays and her ultrasound, she either has irritable bowel disease or she has small cell carcinoma, which is a cancer. On the x-ray, there was some markers of cancer as well. However, the only way to confirm if she actually has cancer is to do the treatment for both the IBD and the small cell carcinoma, which is the same thing, and see if it gets better. If it doesn't, then obviously it's probably the small cell carcinoma and not irritable bowel disease. Or there's 2 invasive procedures that are highly invasive where we have to put Merida out and they're going to like make incisions and actually go in and do a biopsy, which is something we really don't want to do with Merida. Just because it'll be too much for her. We don't like fully sedating Merida for any tests or exams and stuff, which is why we have not done that. Hey? Hi! So yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you feel about this? I don't know. What are you going to do? I don't know. So our game plan is just to give her some prednisone, and we're not going to change up too much. I'm going to keep giving her like her arthritis medication. Well, it's not even medication, but it's like a supplement. And we'll see how things from there go. I'm going to give her less turkey because I know that has always like been a thing with Merida, and I always do this. She gets back on turkey because she's doing well enough that I think that maybe we'll be okay, that because she's pooping so regularly. I give her turkey, and then she always has spaces in her colon all the time. And so she was actually starting to get mega colon. You can actually see that, like, instead of her intestines being like this wide around, they're like this wide around. So, and she's a tiny cat too, so that's not good. So she was starting to get mega colon, so we will definitely be preventing that. So we're just gonna, I'm gonna go back and just like adjust the ratios on her food, but it's hard not knowing exactly what it is, but you totally get not wanting to put her through any of the invasive procedures. Right, Tasha? Because the thing is, too, it's like, okay, so even if we do pay the big money and get it done, put her through all of that, so then what do we do? We're just going to do the prednisone until the prednisone stops working. And, we've already pretty much established that we probably will not do the chemo pills, so then there's nothing else for us. There's just palliative care making her comfortable. So like, is it really worth that? I mean, if there was like something that could make her better, but it's Merida, and things are already different. The good thing too is like this small cell carcinoma is quite slow. It's usually very slow progressing, so that's good. So I mean, I think though, I think we will save up and redo the ultrasound. So that's like kind of like another way instead of like getting the biopsy done is, you know, after so many months on the medication, if their guts are actually responding, then obviously it's just IBD and it most likely is not small cell carcinoma. So it's not like it'll be like a clenched diagnosis even then, you know, but if the treatment is the same, then why put her through surgery? Yeah, right, Patty, because it's not like they can go in and take it out. That's just it. So there's like no masses. There's no masses to take out. She just has like very, very bad thickening of her intestinal wall all the way through though. So yeah, like there's nothing that could surgically be done for intervention. There's no masses so far. Not too sure about like on the X-ray, the marker that we saw. So I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing that'll fix it. So, hey, oh, the director's back. Hello, Ingy. So I think, yeah, we'll do that. So it'll be like another $635. We'll have to like get her belly shaved again, but it's good that that I got to see her on the gabapentin too, because now I feel more comfortable giving her gabapentin if we need to, you know, do another ultrasound again. It's good to know that we have something that like it is okay neurologically for her to be taking, because I was really worried, but the tech wanted it to do the ultrasound. So he's like a third party. He doesn't work at the clinic. He's hired by the clinic as like a contractor, and it's his thing that, you know, they'd be on gabapentin so that they're, you know, like for his safety, but also so he can kind of like get a better picture so they're not moving around as much as well. So right, Miss Merida? Uh-huh. And like Merida's not normal, so like I can't even tell you what like a normal is for her, especially right now with the vertigo, which it seems like nothing that we found upon investigation explains the vertigo, other than the fact that like, you know, from physically looking at her, you can tell that like her shoulder obviously is bothering her, but she's got something going on with her shoulder and into her neck. Hey, baby? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard decisions when you have these pets, you know? So yeah, I think we'll try the prednisone, and you know, and then I think when the time comes, we'll as long as, you know, she's still strong enough, you know, that it's like it's not like, as long as the prednisone is making her feel better, then, you know, we will take her in and get another ultrasound done just to see, maybe, you know, so we can either confirm or, oh, what's going on back there? Oh, it's Booster. So we can either like, you know, confirm it's IBD or more likely that it's the small cell carcinoma. It is, because it's not like they can say yay or nay, you know, they can't tell us how they're feeling. I mean, they can, but you know, only so much too. There's only so much that they know how to express as well. Oh, look at that spade belly. Hey. Yeah, you got a shaved belly, hey. Yeah, see, that's another thing too, is that with the prednisone, she's going to be hungrier, and then she will most likely gain weight. The more weight that she gains, the more that her leg muscles will be unable to support her to stand and walk, because they need to get used to her new weight, and they're already not too used to the weight that she already carries. You know, so you can tell that like when I try and walk her, her legs shake, you know? So that's going to be another thing, is like, you know, she's not going to be even, I don't know if she's going to try as much either. I mean, she might, because, you know, she's feeling good. She should be feeling good on the prednisone, right? So I don't know, we'll see, but as long as the prednisone makes her feel good, you know, and she's responding well, we'll keep her on it. And then we'll go for like a repeat ultrasound in however many months time. And then if there's anything else we kind of have to throw in the mix to help get her by. Like right now I'm using a homeopathic for her vertigo. And it seems to work. So I think I'm going to kind of keep doing that. I kind of stopped for a couple days just because, you know, we had her testing coming up and I knew that I had to give her the gabapentin, right? So, hey, Miss Merida. Well, she'll be happy because she's going to get more of her poopy crunchies that she loves so much. So I'd actually like downgraded that because I didn't want her to get constipated. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy and I just don't care that he's up there right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, so yesterday was a pretty hard day. So I had already seen the ultrasound or the X-ray. I didn't see the ultrasound. Either had Jen. She hadn't seen it either yet. He was kind of like taking his time. He was so busy, you know, that he was like his time was so filled, so he never actually got the results done until, you know, pretty late yesterday. So I did look at the X-rays, but I didn't want to, you know, do a live or start posting when we didn't know for sure what exactly was going on, you know. So I wanted to like make sure that we had all the ducks in a row and we knew exactly what was going on. So yes, that was a really tough phone call this morning, but I think we got like the best game plan and we'll see how things go. You know what? He could be. Somebody tell him though that I got one. I know what he's doing, but... Are you brewing coffee? Is my barista back? What do you have on your face? What did you... What... What do you have on your face, man? What is that? Ew. Hey? You're going for her food. Hey, you're going for her food, you sneaky bugger. He's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I mean, like, I didn't have enough in me to go live yesterday and just, like, say anything. Because it was already hard saying, you know, like, just seeing the x-ray, you know, the markers and stuff that were in there and seeing her lungs, like, all speckled. So yeah, that was, like, a little tough. And so I didn't want to come on, and I mean, I was so exhausted, too. I really was. So we don't know, like, there are some things that the lung stuff could be. It could be from her silica litter, like, you know, that a lot of people, you know, if they're constantly like inhaling bad inhalants, they end up getting like some form of lung disease, right? So that could be from her silica litter. However, it was the only litter that Merida has ever positively responded to, and I did know the risks going into it when she was little. But you need to understand that, like, she lays down to pee, you know, and when she's peeing in like a clay litter, it sticks to her sides, and then she needs like a half a bath. Like, a pet wipe does not cover it. You know, and that's just saying that she doesn't flop in it. You know, and there's pine pellet, but she does not take to the pine smell. She hates that. She finds it gross. You know, we've tried, the only one I didn't try was like the newspaper stuff. But truthfully, I honestly don't think Merida would take to it. And, you know, that only came out not too long ago either, right? So I did know that there was risks involved with silica litter. I was up to speed on that. But, you know, you kind of have to work with the cat too, and what's best is the best, right? So we don't know if it's that. It could also be a fungal infection as well. So yeah, like we're not sure yet. But, you know, at least the prednisone will help. And so that'll help with her stuff. Like, she's not having difficulty breathing or anything. It's not asthma, which is good. You know, she's not struggling for breath. That's important, right? So, and there is no fluid in her lungs either. So that's good. Hey, that's good. Yeah. Your cats have these catnip bananas? Oh my gosh, we have so many of them. I still have these ones like hidden up here. Hey, I hid them. I couldn't hide them in the cat closet. But we have like those ones, and then there's like one there or two. Oh, there's two down the hall. I think there's three downstairs. We are covered in catnip bananas. But hey, it makes these guys happy, right? So, hey, your cats had to use that litter? It's not the best poop wise. Yeah, see, like we have to think what's best for Merida too. You know, because she lays down, she lays down to do her business. And so, it's hard, right? I mean, I usually scoop the poop right away, but hey, like we're doing pretty good on that front, but it's especially the pee stuff. Like, she doesn't like being pet wiped, and there's no way. I did try back in the day. Like, I tried. We tried the clay litter, and she hated, having to be washed off with a cloth all the time. She absolutely hated it. And then, like, what's the point of constantly cheesing her off when she uses the bathroom? Because then she's not going to want to use the bathroom, and then she's going to start, like going on the carpet, right? Because every time she uses the bathroom, it's an unpleasant experience. And so that's what we want to avoid. And so the silica litter was just what worked the best for Merida. And it has to be the big chunks, because if it's the little ones, then she gets it stuck in her fur when she's cleaning, then she's licking the silica. Like, I always brush her off every time that she gets out. And at least she's tolerant of that, right? Because that I get. But yeah, like, we can't use the small stuff, like pretty litter and stuff like that, because it's too thin. And it's just, it is what it is. We don't know for sure that that's even it, but, So yeah, she's got a lot going on. Hey, yeah, a lot going on. I used to love Sweet Scoop litter. Yeah. I used to love that stuff for my other cats. Oh, that is a good reason to use the pellet. Oh, I'm glad that works for you though, Tiffany. Yeah, that makes sense though. Right? That totally makes sense. So yeah, it's been tough. And I mean, like, that one day it's all gonna come to an end, with them, but you always want it to be later. Always. So it's good that, like, nothing drastic is happening, she's not gonna, nothing surprising should happen. Everything is, very slow. So like right now with the IBD, if that's what it is, she is moderate to severe. So, from what it looks like though, she's like not like actually in pain from it. But yeah, I think she'll feel better. She will. She'll definitely like feel better, on the prednisone. And I think it's great too because, the inflammation that she does suffer from. Okay, so Merida, every time we get blood work done, ever since she has been a kitten, her like white blood cell count is always up, meaning inflammation, always. So that is normal for Merida. And it's a good thing that we take blood like on a regular so that we know what's normal for Merida. Because if we would have just like waited however long and then got it, we would have been like, oh my gosh, her white cell count is up. Oh my gosh, that means inflammation. How worrisome. So we know that like she is still in her normal. So that means that like all the new stuff that's going on, it's not really affecting her. It's not showing up on the blood. So that's good. Yeah, right, Charlene? And so it's great because the prednisone is going to work on that inflammation that she's had before that always shows up in her blood work, along with anything that's going on in her lungs, plus, also the GI tract as well. So I think that's a plus. I hope she feels really good on it. I remember that we tried it when she was young. I don't even think she was a year old yet. Yeah, she wasn't even a year old yet. And we had tried it, because we were experimenting, because we were like, okay, we have this dizzy cat here, so let's try some medications to try and try and make her better, right? And so prednisone was one that we tried. However, there was like no real big change, but we were treating something different, right? But the best part though was to know that like it didn't affect her neurologically. We never noted that she was acting different or sleeping more or was extremely cranky, nothing like that. So there was no negative side effects that we saw, which is good. So I feel much more comfortable knowing that, you know, it is something that she's had before, that we can give her, and I'll feel okay with that, instead of like, you know, I'm always like, oh gosh, it's Merida, like what do we give her? And even the vet too, you know, it's like she's like, oh gosh, it's Merida, she's sensitive, what do we give her? Oh yeah, Merida moves around. She's just tired right now. She had her lunch and then now she's all sleepy. Hey, you're all sleepy. She's a snoozy girl. Oh, hey, cat, you're back. That's awesome. You tried it for litter, but Honey Jack would go beside the box. Oh my gosh, see, that's the worst. Oh, how aggravating. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, 100% that it's reassuring to know that she's not in pain, Charlene. Yeah, like what she's doing right now, it's her dizziness. It's the vertigo. So the room is spinning. So I have to give her like her homeopathic. I just had to wait like a little bit after she ate is usually when I kind of give it. So, oh my gosh, it's only been, it's crazy. It's like, I feel like it's only been 3 months, but at the same time, I'm like, holy crap, it's been that long at the same time, Faith. Wow. Yeah, well, it stays fresh for a while, you know? Yeah, she has been through a lot. Seriously, she's a freaking rock star, you know? Like, and she was so good for everybody. She saw so many different people. Jen did her blood work though. And so she just literally laid there. And this is Merida off gabapentin normally. Like, she lets Jen take blood all the time. She doesn't even flinch. You don't have to hold her. Like, she's great. And so yeah, they took blood, and then, you know, they like let her hang out, and then they took her away and they did the x-ray. And Jen said like she was like looking up at her. Like, she was like trying to be like, she's like, hi, how are you? You know, and they're like, okay, no, you gotta stay still, honey, you know? So there was like the one view where it's like, you can like see her spine, but you can see like she shifted a little bit. So there's like that kind of like ghost, like bit of like kind of like a ghost haze because she had moved. And Jen was like, yeah, she was looking up at me. I was like, yep, that'd be my Merida. Because she's always curious, like, what you're doing. And she likes to look at your face, like, to see, like, how you're moving your lips. It's super cool. So, yeah, I think, you know, I don't know for sure, Thunder Kitties. I don't know for sure that he is a Norwegian forest cat, because we haven't had a DNA test, because he came from a rescue. But, I mean, right? I think he is. You know, like, he looks it. I've seen a female version of him, and like for the actual American standards, purebred, and there was one that looks literally exactly like him, to a T, except it's a female. She weighs like 2 pounds less, but I was like, the tail, the face, the exact like markings, exactly. I was like, oh my goodness. Awesome stuff. Hello, Miss Merida. Hey. Yeah, new medications are, I know. You know, and Charlene, we're always so worried because Merida's so sensitive, you know? That like we're always worried, right? You know, anytime, it doesn't matter. You know, we can give her like the simplest thing and be like, oh no, like we've never had any cat have any issue. And it's like, she would be the one. She would be the one to get the issue. And that has happened so many times. You know, we felt safe giving her something. And then it was like, okay, well, that didn't work. Like, she was doing amazing with this one medication called Circ. Amazing stuff. So it's used for like vertigo. It's usually like used for like vertigo and Meniere's disease in people. They are actually using it for dogs as well. And so I came across it and I like let Jen know, and I was like, what do you think? She's like, you know, I looked it up, and there's only been like not very many cases of them using it for cats. And they didn't really like continue on, so we didn't really know what we were going to get. However, like in case studies for dogs, they noticed that after a little bit of time on it, it did actually end up causing like histamine issues. So we did try Merida, and oh my gosh, she flourished. She did amazing. That's actually when she really started walking again, when she was like 4, I think it was. And she was walking very, very well. Of course she would topple over, well, not topple, but of course she would, fall a little bit off to the side and then just lay down. But she was doing amazing on her own. And that was when I finally was able to get her to drink liquids. Because before that, she couldn't drink liquids at all. It was impossible. So we actually got her to drink liquid. She was doing just amazing. And then all of a sudden, it started. She got the overload of histamine, so we had to stop it. But yeah, there was no information on cats, so we didn't know. We didn't know how it was going to go. And then, when it was doing so well for her, we were so excited. But you never know, right? She'll be walking better on the prednisone. I don't know, Robin. I don't know. I think that'll be really interesting to see. Because she's going to gain weight, which means that she's going to need more muscles, to like help support that weight. So I don't know. We'll see. It should be exciting. Oh, no. Oh, how awful, Charlene. Oh, man. Oh, poor girl. I find too when they're older, they don't adjust as quick or as easy. And sometimes they don't adjust at all. Like one new treat, can go so awry. Like, right? Yeah, they do. Is it possible there's inflammation in general and that's why she's more dizzy? If so, the pressure should help. Yeah, that's just it. The prednisone should help. Exactly, Patty. So that's what I was saying. Like, she has always had inflammatory markers in her blood work, always. So she obviously has continual inflammation, which always happens with injuries. It's very common. So if you have like any recent injuries, if you have fibromyalgia or any other like sort of like autoimmune disorder, you're always going to like be throwing those inflammation markers. And so Merida has had them her whole life. So obviously there's some sort of inflammation, right? And being on the prednisone, so that'll work on her normal stuff, which could be definitely causing the dizziness, if there's any inflammation like in her neck or ears. So for surely like that would definitely help. There are other medications too that we were talking about to like help deal with aside of her normal stuff. So let's put all this stuff aside and let's not talk about like her guts or her lungs. But the thing is like, we had been talking about how to treat her like for this vertigo and stuff like that too. So there was like some medications that we had come up with to actually try for that too. So even that's like a possibility too if like the prednisone doesn't cut it. But yeah, because like this vertigo is very new. She's never actually had vertigo, which was kind of interesting. But I gotta say the Dasequin was working very well for her. Very well. You stick to what works, right? Well, how much did you give her, Charlene? Oh my gosh, what is it? It's a boy-cat thing, right? They have like iron stomachs. Or is that just like a male thing all in one, right? One of your cats is on gabapentin for anxiety and also CBD. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know that I would want Merida on gabapentin all the time because we do want to encourage her to continue walking. And on the gabapentin, because she's like a little bit more tired and stuff and more mellow, she doesn't have too much enthusiasm for walking. I mean, of course, when I brought out my bagel, she of course wanted to walk, but I can't always be enticing her with food to be walking around because she needs to stay active. That's the most important thing for just like overall general health. We can't have her, just like laying here doing this, right? Really, just 2 teaspoons, eh? Maybe she can have 1 teaspoon. Maybe. Your cat's on Dasequin? Oh, I love Dasequin. Yeah, Booster's 7 and he's on Dasequin. And Merida was responding very well to the Dasequin. I mean, oh my gosh, you guys saw her. She was running around crazy like. Thank you for the sticker, Ingy. I think did I miss another one? I'm sorry. My brain, like I've only had 5 hours sleep too, so okay, I didn't miss. Okay, whew. For a minute there, I was like, wait, I think I missed one because I was like chatting, I think. We're like mere cents away. Okay, we're mere cents away from a super sticker birdie. But I'll give it to you. Super sticker birdie. Hey, Miss Merida Muffins. See, she's always laying like this, like so often right now. So that's her arm. Like right there, that's her paw. That's her front paw. She has her arm fully over, like hyperextended underneath her. Oh, poor Charlene. Well, does it come in like any other flavors or something too? You know, like her regular food? Oh gosh, food and treats are so hard, you know? Thank you for the sticker, Dory. Thank you, Kimberly, for the sticker. Yeah, it is creepy how she does this. It's creepy. The first time she ever did this, I was like, what the heck? I was like, how are you Gumby Cat right now? I was like, this makes no sense. And I was worried. I was like, okay, is her shoulder like dislocated? Like, is that why she is dizzy? Is that why she has, you know, things happening? Like, is her shoulder dislocated? So that was why I took her for chiropractic care. And it is not. And her shoulder joints actually look good. So, like, we looked at the x-ray and everything looks fine. So, yeah. Because I was worried. Yeah, but she has done this ever since she was little. It does not look comfortable. It does not. See? There's her little beans. And, like, there's her shoulder. Like, right here. Right? It's like, it's so far from your neck. Like, there's your blade. It's creepy. Hey, it's creepy. I don't know. She could also be going through like a healing crisis too from taking the Dasiquin, because Dasiquin is full of amazing healing stuff. So, hey, yeah, that's what it is. And everyone's gone to sleep. Hey, everybody's going to sleep. Merida, you're so weird. You're so weird. Yeah, she still needs to get a little wipe up, sadly. Hey. Can you take Dasiquin? Okay. Let's find out. Let's check. I'm sorry, the lighting is not great. Let me check. Now, it's all natural. Oh, please don't tell me she covered it. I think maybe the label is covering... Oh, yeah, the label is covering the exact ingredients. Let's see. You probably can. I'm not going to lie, Linda. You probably can. It is, however, really expensive. Okay, here we go. So, there is glucosamine in it. I can't really read. Oh my gosh, my eyes are killing me. Oh my gosh. It has avocado and soybean. Boswellia. Containing blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, you guys, this wording is so tiny. And my eyes are so dry. Green tea extract and manganese. It also has magnesium stearate. Soy protein isolate. And then, of course, the capsule has color. And titanium dioxide. Not intended for humans. That's crazy. Off-label use. Because seriously, it like all the stuff that's in here is like natural. I mean, I could try and find out like what the equivalent would be for like the human form. Yeah, exactly, Kimberly. Yeah, it has exactly like all human stuff. It's all human grade stuff. Yeah. So interesting. Hey, so interesting. Excuse me, Fluffy Sir. So he was doing the wheelie last night. He was running real good. Ah, okay. Elements that can be harmful to us. Yeah, I'd have to like actually, I think like look it up. I think truthfully. Denise is trying to subscribe, but it's not happening. So Denise, subscribe is just following. Is that what you're trying to do? Yeah, he did so good on the wheelie. He was running. He was running for Creamy. Yeah, it could be the what was the oh, of course, I covered the label. But anyways, there's some ingredients that it depends on, like, of course, the way that it's made, right? Or like, there's different variants of like magnesium, that kind of stuff. I can't think of the word, but anyways, there are differences. So I should check into that just to see. Hey, this guy, this fluffy guy. And I did find out who put the 3 creamies in my bag. It was Kristen. Okay, Denise is trying to join. Okay, so you're trying to join for membership. Perfect. It can be a little bit hard on the phone. That's kind of like one poopy thing, is the join button doesn't always show on the phone. So that can make it tough. However, if you go to the description, so if you like swipe your chat up and swipe the stream up a little bit, you'll see like the description will pop up here. Oh wait, we're on vertical, so you can't really. You might have to like go back. You might have to like go to the page. In every description for all my videos though, I have the link to join. It might just be like a little bit better to join after. I know you probably want the fishy though. I would have to go find Finley. You had to join on your computer. Truthfully, it is better to join on a computer because then you don't get the in-app fees. Truthfully, so. You can't pronounce it. Hannah says it's down to something called ASU. Ooh, let me check. Let me check. Yeah, there's like different forms of different elements that are okay for us, not okay for pets, and vice versa too. So yeah, I know exactly what I get what she's talking about. So that's the capsule. What's in here? There is AKBA. Acetyl 11 ketoboswalic acid. AKBA for short. There's that in here. And what did you say it was? Glucosamine hydrochloride, sodium chondroitin sulfate, proprietary blend, avocado, soybean. Oh my gosh, I can't, my eyes are so dry. Well, either way, I mean, of course it's marketed for pets, so, I mean, it would be good. I will try and look up, of course, like one that is, one that is like more like actually for humans. Oh. Oh. Well, the good news is that she should still be able to go outside, so. okay. Okay, that makes sense, Patty. Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay. Would you would rather go through iCloud? Well, so Denise, wherever you want to, whatever account you want to join as, so like you're on right now with this account, and if this is the account that like you want to pay from, you know, you want to make sure that like this is your where your payment information comes from, then yeah, you could set it up for sure, like in the App Store, in the iCloud account. Yeah, we can take her outside. We just need the rain to stop and the fires to stop and all that jazz, because she loves her outside time. She loves her outside time. Don't you, babes? Yeah. Hey? So I guess just now that, like, you know, she's done all of her testing, she had her gabapentin and all that fun stuff. Now that I know that we're done all of that, I'm going to start back on her homeopathic for the vertigo. Like, she still says that, like, or she still says, she's still having troubles, like, in the morning, you know, like, when she wakes up. It seems like morning is really tough for her. She doesn't really, like, want to eat breakfast. Like, she wants to get up, but she's just so dizzy that she can't move very far, you know, for fear of, like, vomiting or something, it seems. So in the morning, she's just kind of, like, lately been getting up, and then she doesn't want to eat for, like, the first hour and a half. But you can tell it's because she's very dizzy. Her head sways so badly. But now that we can get back on that homeopathic, I think I'm going to try and give it to her, like, before bed. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see if, like, you know, she ends up actually responding really well to that, like, tomorrow morning. I have been keeping it cooler in here because you know how it is, like, if you start feeling kind of nauseous and you get warm, that doesn't help, and that makes you feel worse, and then sometimes you'll actually vomit. But if you stay cool or cold, you know, sometimes the nausea will go away, or at least you won't vomit. So I've been keeping it cooler in here for her too, which seems to help, like, with, you know, like the coughing and sneezing stuff that she randomly has, because that's also not even an everyday thing. So, and then hopefully we will get her prednisone by the weekend. I'm going to go with the liquid. I'm going to go with the liquid for her, just because she likes syringes. So I taught her, you know, like, how to, like, use syringes and drink from them. So she has no problem. Like, she took her gabapentin like a champ because we got her the liquid stuff. You don't want to go through Gmail. Your YouTube is Gmail. You're going to have to change it first. Oh, yes. Good idea. Yeah, do that first. Denise, make sure that everything's set up first. And then just go to any video, any live stream. And if you go into the description, the join link is there. But if you go on a computer, or sometimes it'll show up in the app on your phone. But if you do join through the app on a phone at all, then you will get charged app fees, which kind of sucks. But it's always in the description, but the join button should be there. If you just go to my channel, and it should be like, you know, you have like the banner, and then like my profile picture, and like all the stuff right here. And you have like subscribe. Basically that subscribe button will be changed to like a join button. Hey, Miss Merida. Well, too, and you know, what cat likes taking pills, right? You know, like, so I don't want to do that. So, oh, we have a compounding pharmacy, Charlene, that we work with. That is one thing. If you can ever find a compounding pharmacy, use them. You can actually ask your vet to send the prescription to a compounding pharmacy. You know, as long as it is something that the pharmacy can handle. So sometimes some of their liquids are too high of a dose, so they can't be dosed for pets. But it never hurts to ask. So we have a compounding pharmacy here. We have a couple, actually. And so we're going to, she was just going to check with them today and see, like, kind of like what their lowest dose is. And so we can get some of that mixed up. And then hopefully we can get her started this weekend. I think that would be super great. The sooner the better, right? Because I just, you know, we want her to, like, feel better. Uh-oh, that's my phone. I'm going to say that could be the vet's office. Well, look at that, Miss Merida. So that was just the vets, sure enough. So the pharmacy is getting her prescription ready, so they'll give me a call when it's done. Yay! And then me and Kristen will go pick it up tomorrow. Hey? Yeah, we will go and pick it up tomorrow. That'll be great. Yay! But yeah, I've trained her for syringes. You know, she does very, very well. She usually there's like a couple videos I have where she will just sit there, and if you just squeeze the stuff out of the syringe, as long as it's not like super bad tasting, even if it's a little bit bad tasting, she usually knows that she has to take it. So she'll just like, you know, keep licking her tongue to swallow it, and she does great. And that's so much better than like confining her, you know, because I don't want to hurt her, right? You know, with her shoulder and neck stuff, I don't want to, you know, hurt her. So confining her to try and give her a pill is like, I feel that's the worst. Hey, that's the worst, Muffin. Yeah. Oh man, what were you saying there, Denise? It'll have to be your phone because your laptop's not working. Okay. Yeah, it's in the description of all my videos. But it's so stupid. There's this like funny little bug where the join button in app is like sometimes there and sometimes not. So, I mean, what you can do is like try and completely close your YouTube app over and over again and come back. But the best way is just like Linda Lou says, use the browser on your phone. So either use, you know, like Google Chrome on your phone, or use the Safari browser, kind of depending what your phone is. And then, you know, going into YouTube and going to my channel. And then you'll see like the join button. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Because it just, I don't know. It does it with like randomly off and on for like all channels. It is so weird. I don't know why. I don't know if they can even fix it because it seems to be so random. It's so funny though. Hey, Miss Merida Muffins. Mm-hmm. You don't need to be lost. Charlene, we already know how to fix you. So you are not lost. All Charlene has to do is log into her other account. Charlene is still a member. And we're not going to confuse her. She doesn't need to do anything different. I know, Charlene, I know. Just don't even think about it because you still have membership. Your stuff is good. Don't even worry about it. What? We don't want you to be a huge anxious wreck for no reason. Oh my goodness. Oh, yikes, Deanna. Surprise. Yeah, just wait until you do that, Denise. It's not like I'm going anywhere. And, you know, anytime that you do join as a member, you have access to all of the previous stuff. So that's only on the family tier, though. It's only on the family tier that you get access to all the members-only videos and live streams. But, you know, as soon as you are a member, you can go back as far as like the first video that I created for members or live stream. So you're not going to miss anything while you're waiting to fix your email address. That's for sure. But I would definitely do that because I remember, yeah, your stuff was compromised. I agree that it's probably going to be best for you to switch that. Hey? I know, Charlene. It's okay. It's okay. I got you covered. I got you covered. We'll fix you up, I promise. It's Herbert. Boop. Herbert needed the boops. Where did the fluffy dude go? You love my videos. Thank you so much, Cat. Where did he go? Usually he's been sleeping in the black box there. I don't know where he went. He disappeared. Merida, he disappeared. Oh no, there he is. Oh my gosh. He was here the whole time, and here I was looking for him. See, that is how messed up I am today. I'm a wreck. I can't think straight. I'm tired, and I'm worried, and I love her so much, and I don't know what to do. Because anytime they're sick, you just want to help them. You just want to fix them. Like, I wish there was like a magic pill, you know? I mean, she's so normal though. Like, she's been doing, Saki Toy Talk like 2 to 5 times a day. She's eating normal Merida, which normal Merida is like, she has always done this where she snacks pretty much all day. And then sometimes she just, runs around, and then she's like hungrier, so she eats like a horse for 2 days, and that's just normal Merida. So I mean, like right now she's just normal Merida, aside from this vertigo issue. But I mean, like once the vertigo settles, then she ends up like there's nothing wrong with her. So I don't know what's going on with these shoulders. Look at that little belly. Look at your little belly. Oh my goodness. I just want to kiss it. I just want to kiss it. Hey, I just want to kiss it. Yeah, I wish there was just one magic pill, right? Just one magic pill to like make her better. Yeah, like it's almost 1 o'clock, so I don't think I could find anyone to take me to go get. I'm sure it's probably going to be like an hour for the pharmacy to get it ready and then call me. Hey, I see what you're doing. Okay. Go around her, okay? Merida, don't beat him up. Hey, Booster. You get him, Merida. See, she's normal. See? Look at this. Well, don't put your tail in her face, dude. What do you expect? Aw, poor Merida. Hey, see, she's still spicy. She's normal spicy. Oh my gosh, on gabapentin, she was weird, man. Weird. Mr. Boo Boo. It was scary. It was scary. Like, there was no spiciness. But she wasn't like, like Jello. Like, you couldn't just, like, pick her up and she was just like, oh, No, she was still normal and alert. There was just no GERS. And I was like, this is so weird. She's never not had GERS. Even as a kitten, she's had GERS. It was the craziest stuff. Here, Merida, I'm going to move him. There, you move your tuchus over there. It's okay. That's okay, Muffin. Yeah. Hey, what does he think he's doing? Yeah. Hey, tail. Here, we'll put my shoe there. And then he can smack my shoe, okay? Well, that's why I did that reel, Patty. That short video from Lilo and Stitch. He's touching me, not touching. She's touching me, she's touching me, not touching. Kids, right? Kids. I know, he purposely does it. Like, there's more room. So I put my shoe there so that he couldn't take his tail and bother her, and now he's like, now he's moved it over. Dude! Aw. Okay, babies. Yeah, well, it's not something I'm definitely, like, I'm not going to continuously have her on gabapentin or anything, but at least I do feel comfortable knowing that, like, if she needs it, I don't have to freak out and worry. Because with her being a neurological cat, because of the way that, you don't like how you feel on it, Denise, you can only imagine, right? I'm sure it's the same for the pets too, right? And I know gabapentin causes a lot of grief for some people. Like, yes, it's good for the nerve pain, and things like that. It is great. It is. Don't get me wrong. But the side effects or, long-term use, the damage, the typical medication stuff that comes with it, right? And her being a neurological cat, usually anything we try with her is like 5 times. So I was worried, but she was pretty kosher. Like, she was like alert and extra snuggly, but it was very crazy. It was very crazy. The like no GERS. And I was like, I looked at her and I was like, what happened to her kitten face? I looked at Chris and I was like, she looks like she has cranky old woman face. What is going on? And we both looked at her and then we started laughing because it was true. Like, It looked like she had cranky old woman face, and she didn't have like her cutie little Merida face no more. So I mean, I guess I'm not a fan of that, but you know, like as long as it made her feel okay, she seemed to be doing like a little bit better. So that was nice at least. You know, she wasn't, you know, completely stoned off her rocker. No bad experience. So I do feel comfortable, you know, like next time we have to go in for an ultrasound in however many months again, I'll feel comfortable giving her gabapentin. And you know, like everyone responds very differently to, you know, pets and people. You know, lots of people have had very bad experiences with gabapentin. Meanwhile, others have had very, very good experiences. You know, like booster on gabapentin is not something that I like to do at all. I would rather just avoid it at all costs because he's very clumsy. And you have to watch him. Like you have to walk around the house and babysit him. And you can tell like he's just not there at all. Like he can't focus, where it's like, you know, Merida, she heard the crinkle of the paper of my bagel and she knew. She knew. And she stood up in her kennel and I was like, oh geez. You know. So like she was like very alert, but it's like Booster, I tried to give him creamy and he just like sat there and like stared at it and he couldn't even like function to like have a creamy. Like I mean, hey, he couldn't even function. Meanwhile, Merida on gabapentin was like, I'm fine. Life is good. She seemed like maybe a little bit less dizzy too with the vertigo, but not enough to like for me to be like, you know what, I would give her that every day. It wasn't that effective for the vertigo, but you know, it did seem to help, you know, calm some things down, which was kind of cool. Laura, thank you so much for the sticker. Hey. Yeah, we should go get some lunch for everybody. Oh my gosh, it's like 1 o'clock and I haven't even had lunch yet. We will be on Facebook at 4 p.m. I don't know how long we're going to make that stream because I'm sorry, you guys. I know there is always trouble there. I will do my best. I will do my best. So look around that time. Go to my Facebook page. Look at around 4 p.m. Mountain Time. I mean, I may not be exactly on time, but, you know, like after 4, make sure that you go to the page and you check, you scroll through, because I know it's not showing, and I know a lot of people can't get there. They can't chat. I'm so sorry. I know that there are issues, but everyone over there has a right to know what's going on with Merida as well. You know, so I want to make sure to do a live stream over there too. So this way everyone has a chance to talk about it, you know, together, because it's a bit nicer to do this than it is to make a video, because everyone, you know, gets to support each other in the chat together, you know, so that we know that like we're not all alone. You know, when you're just watching a video, it's tough because you're by yourself, you know, and so it's just much easier if we do these things, I think, via live stream, as long as we can handle it so that everyone can, you know, hang out and be supportive of each other. So I want to make sure that I do one over there. I will have to at some point do one on TikTok, but that won't be today. I will keep you guys posted for that. And then of course I'll go and get her medication hopefully tomorrow, and I'll keep you guys posted to let you know how she's doing on the prednisone. Hey, baby girls. Yeah, we'll go get you some food. We'll make some turkey surprise. I was about to lose my marbles, Patty. I've had it. Like, this is... it's Merida. You know? Yeah. So, yeah, it's been tough. And it was nice to, you know, say it, I think, with having you guys here, too. Just, you know, because as much as she's my cat, she's kind of... You know, we've opened our doors, so she's everybody's cat, too. So, I do need the support. It's been hard. It is hard. So until later today, I don't really want to boop Merida, and I'm too lazy to get up. So I'm going to go make some lunch, and we will see you guys on Facebook later. Make sure that it goes in the Discord, and make sure that it goes into the Messenger. We will see you guys in a bit, okay? Much love. Thank you guys so much for all your stickers and your support today. You guys are absolutely fantabulous. And I'm sure Merida thanks you too and says that you're all wonderful. We will see you guys in a bit, okay? Bye-bye.